half in the bag.
Nickelodeon isn't even on life support anymore. It is dead. It has probably been dead since 2008. It's time to move on and leave this shit in the past with any dignity that it might still have.
I mean, honestly, Miraculous Ladybug gets shafted for more Alvin and the Chipmunks? Episode premieres acting as the only way to watch those particular shows? Is anything good happening with Nickelodeon other than Harvey Beaks? Well, the CEO of Nickelodeon says there's nothing she can find that's wrong with Nickelodeon. Well, she better get a mirror.
Well, that funeral fucking sucked.
Welcome back, DiSH. So, how's your lease? Well, the usual. Legions attacking, computer viruses manifesting, and just because I showed one high-class lady a single slice of pizza, I had to order like 18 boxes of the stuff when she ended up 6 feet under. Wait, what? Yeah, big shakeup in the Haledom. M's dead. Oh, man. I prefer that you not speak about her in that tone. Do you think that has any respect for the dead? Hey, come on, I gave her time, I gave her money. What more do the dead want out of me?
You have to share your theories with another fairy god kid. It's Chloe!
Oh, crap bastard!
Timmy's still an average kid that no one understands. Chloe's his new neighbor, and she's ruining all his plans.
I absolutely love this theme song so much. It almost sounds like a self-parody. Like, if an episode from one of the first few seasons was going to make a joke about them adding a new character to desperately gain relevance, they play this theme song as a joke.
Yes, Butch Hartman has failed yet again at producing a show that can survive the Viacom slaughterhouse, and as punishment for thinking he can express himself freely without the corporation slamming his head into the ground with their feet, he is forced by the company to produce a 10th and hopefully final season of The Fairly OddParents against the will of the cast, the crew, and most especially the fans. Oh, but this time there's a new character on board in Chloe Carmichael. Oh wow, that's never been done with The Fairly Odds except with probably every season premiere ever. I mean, yeah, I guess it's pretty nice. $20 says there's an anti-Chloe. She's voiced by Kari Wahlgren, voice of Saber of the Fate franchise. Oh, cool. An experienced voice actor on the team. That's a new one. Personally, this is why I'm feeling kinda conflicted about the casting choice. Shoot. On the one hand, Kari provided the English-speaking voice of Haruko from Fooly Cooly, among other things. Like Nova from Super Robot Monkey Team Hyper... hey, aren't you going to review that show soon? In due time, good preacher of the Helix, in due time. Jetix confirmed. On the other hand, we all remember the damage dealt to the community by Keta from the Breadwinners series. Oh, good lord, no, not bringing this up again, are you? Bring up what? Remember that big Thanksgiving party we had? What, you mean the one where Cammy and Rui had an arm wrestling competition? Oh, no. That was last year. The one we're talking about here is the one before, where the fourth Doctor who attended it described it as, and I quote, drier than the deadest reaches of the Amazonia desert of Androzani Minor. Man, it's moments like these that remind me that you were locked up in the underground back in season 1. Well, what do you expect? I was just twitching for attention. Long story short, he invited Keta over in a giant mech. Plenty of us were too drunk to even bother, myself included. Even Sir Abba, the bird Jesus himself. So leave it to small, insignificant Sunshine to save the day. But at the cost of her evolving twice over from a cute and cuddly Shinx to a fully grown Luxray. In human form, no less. Oh god, Zex would never let me hear the end of it for a while. Not even Nepal. Wait, is the mic on?
I'm surprised Adam West is still involved in this show, though.
I think like they're trying to get the show to end. I don't know.
A lot of animators do say that they really just get tired of it after so long. But like this isn't even, it's not even that funny. Like it's just Tara Strong making random noises half the time.
I don't know, but I feel like Nickelodeon like forces Fairy OddParents and SpongeBob to stay because they're like their top selling shows back in the day, and they just force them as much as they want to leave.
They know that people are going to watch it because it's been successful, and they know that kids will still watch it.
And yeah, ever since the subsequent episodes, like May or May Not or Girly Squirrely, she's actually been getting better. Well, yeah, the writers have kind of toned down the whole Mary Sue thing in the episodes that come after the fact. Except not by much. To be honest, I actually began shipping Timmy and Chloe. What? Especially since they look so cute together. God, no! Now that's bent out of order!
Yeah, you know all of his enemies are made out of tinfoil.
Yeah, funny thing, I think the writers hinted that Timmy x Chloe is canon. Oh. Break out those parkas, kids, cause it's canon. Yeah, I think they hinted that Chloe has a secret crush on the guy in the Fairbears episode. Hey, aren't you going to review that? It's the search for the worst. Do I even have a choice? Oh, don't worry, man. I will respect your personal space. Maybe we'll get some secrets later on, but for now, we've still got this episode to look at. Yeah, we're gonna have to focus. I mean, yeah, we'll get to that eventually. We all know who's to blame right now for this Mary Sue shipping war. The writers out there for writing out any possible mate for this twerp. Wait, I thought you said that you considered Tootie to be the worst character ever. Yeah, but Timmy and Tootie would have been better than this, and she's a psychotic stalker that only serves to make Timmy even more miserable. Wait, you're arguing with canon? No shit, Sherlock! Have you ever seen the Fighting Email review on Dailymotion? We haven't even had our break yet. The writers and producers are complete fucking morons! Why can't they leave this shit alone? She is pointless. Chloe is pointless. I mean, seriously, does this show need another twat shipped to him? Just calm down. More network interfering is what that crap is. This is total crap. This network wants to bring back viewers? Get rid of the writers. That would help immensely. Oh, I know where this is going. These writers would be the downfall of these characters and the franchise because of shit like this.
We're gonna watch the greatest television show ever made. The Fair Bears! That show's the worst! I thought it was canceled. Why wasn't it canceled? It was! But I have all 26 seasons on DVD! Never touch them!
Out of this house! Out of this house! Spirits be gone from this house.
My God. They just turned her into a freaking hellspawn for no reason. Exactly! Can we please just move on to another topic? I will not be silent! Man, they really should have focused on the rest of the cast. Yeah, poor Chester. Flushed the thighs out of the cannon like a chump.
Remember how I said that Sparky was the bane of all existence because he was incredibly stupid and his actions caused everyone around him pain? Well, yeah, you can go too far in the other direction too. Chloe is absolutely perfect, which paradoxically is one of the worst flaws that you can give a character. Chloe is the textbook example of a Mary Sue. Let's go over the criteria, shall we? Criteria 1. They're impossibly talented in a wide variety of areas. Like Chloe. Number 2. They're seen as exceptionally nice, except for the main character that the author hates.
She's brilliant, motivated, and won the Nobel Prize for niceness!
In fact, in a Mary Sue story, the main character that the author hates is written out of character in a negative way to make the Mary Sue character look even better by comparison. Number 3. She usually has no flaws whatsoever, or if they do have flaws, they tend to be seen as cute or no big deal. Being too self-conscious and unable to realize how good they are is one of the most common flaws of a Mary Sue character. Number 4. Everyone except the out-of-character main character will integrate them instantly to the cast with no hesitation, no matter how far-fetched it makes the plot seem. And finally, number 5. For some reason, they tend to have a traumatic backstory. One thing about Mary Sue's, though, is the term is really only supposed to apply to fanfiction. But if I'm going to be totally honest, this episode is written exactly like a 10-year-old's self-insert Fairly OddParents fanfiction.
Sorry, Mr. President. I'm in class and I can't talk right now. Oh, don't cry. I'll call you during nutrition break.
Wait. This reminds me of something. You see, Recess had an episode. It was called Here Comes Mr. Perfect. Basically, it was about a character who was perfect in every single way, who was a transfer student to the class. And because he was so perfect, everyone pretty much hated him. The audience was also supposed to hate him. This episode is written exactly like that one, without any self-awareness whatsoever.
Okay, so what you're trying to tell me is that the shtick with Chloe is that she's a goddamn self-insert Mary Sue? Yes. I mean, come on, let's not fool ourselves here. If she feels like she came out of a fan fiction that Butch Hartman confused for an episode script, I mean, just look at this first half of this episode. I mean, yeah, but typical of Mary Sue's usually don't go as far as to attract the attention and affection of the cast. That would be the Black Hole Sue. Or Isabella Swan. Yes, I will admit, the execution of Chloe's introduction was just garbage, to say the least, but at least it adds a new dynamic. Yeah, Timmy having to share his fairies. That's not copy-pasting a character like Poof or Sparky. That's adding a legitimate new dynamic to the show's structure. It could have breathed new life into the series. But we're talking about Viacom here. The company that wants to fuck the internet into non-existence. And the way she's written, man. Way too freaking nice to be believable. I mean, yeah, that's to be expected when you stitch two separate episodes together. You're serious. Yeah, I honestly think that Share Scare is just two separate episode scripts hastily strung together by Butch Hartman's storyboarding talents to create a proper ratings trap for Nickelodeon, like, say, with the monster thing. Alright, Nave, you have my attention, now speak. Chloe might have been fixing the old school bus at her old school in the other half of the episode, which I'd broken down, but it probably ended up exploding upon ignition, and that would have been the flashback for the second half. But since they had to stitch two scripts together, monster it is. I think the ways the writing's falling apart alongside the animation, which I hear they're now doing in Flash.
Full Johnny Test treatment.
It's proof that Butch Hartman just doesn't care about the Fairly OddParents anymore. Yeah, I see him on social media every day posting more about Danny Phantom than Fairly Odds. Yeah, I think he's only agreeing to do more Fairly Odds in hopes that Nickelodeon would go ghost again. Yeah, good luck, Woodchuck. Very funny, guys.
See? I try too hard to fix things and I end up annoying people, destroying cities, and then no one wants to be my friend.
Hey kids, let's play a game. It's called Politicians. 1 second I'll say one thing and then another moment I'll say something totally different.
We love Chloe! We love Chloe! No one wants to be my friend!
Oh, I love Chloe! I love Chloe!
No one wants to be my friend! We love Chloe! No one wants to be my friend!
I love Chloe!
No one wants to be my friend!
Now let's play another game. It's called Start Making Sense, you fucking tools!
You know, I just had a crazy thought crawl on by in my brain. Go ahead, it's your show too. So, there's this fairy shortage brought up by the fancy candle industry because it's the fancy candle industry. Of course they're gonna join in on the let's ruin the lives of everyone that isn't us bandwagon these corporations have been driving these days. And now the children of the world have to share fairies. Okay, thanks for the recap, Poindexter. Now, Timmy has not one, but two godparents. From what we've seen, that is most certainly not typical. Most kids only get assigned one. Therefore, why doesn't he just assign one of them to Chloe full-time and let Timmy keep the other one full-time? Yeah, we get it. But Cosmo is extremely powerful. But as we've previously stated time and again, he's basically SpongeBob. And the entire fairy population knows this, to the point where Wanda was probably forced by fairy law to keep him under control. Because at this point, that's exactly why Wanda's still here. I guess they could give Chloe Sparky, or maybe Poof if he's interested. We really haven't seen their limits in terms of wish-granting ability.
Ooh.
Not that such things as logic's gonna apply. Logic? What's that? We're gonna use the writer budget on buying politicians to erase internets. And sadly, that's how most corporations work nowadays. Instead of looking for new, more efficient ways to do things, they pay money to politicians so that they can keep on drilling for the same oil over and over again. That's Nixon's legacy of greed and bigotry for ya.
Fuck Nixon.
Hey, speaking of which, you know my Dailymotion account? I just recently uploaded the aforementioned Finding Emo review the Captain and I put together. Got blocked worldwide. Damn! So that makes what, like 5 videos that were blocked worldwide? And 5 videos that I had to upload to Dailymotion. 6 if you count Drawn Together.
Calm yourself, boy. Complaining isn't going to solve anything.
You're right. I'm gonna have to file a counterclaim to this information. You go do that, buddy. I mean, seriously! Black Nerd Comedy gets to show the Ninja Turtles Super Bowl trailer, but we don't? Fuck Viacom!
Though in my opinion, I perfectly think... See, they fucking get rid of
Wait. Did you just realize that Friday was gone, then they wished it back, and then everyone knew it, but fairies and anti-fairies were just running around in the street the whole time? What happens to if the world knows we have fairies? They have to go away forever.
I really don't know anymore.
I don't
Everything's
know.
just a mess. They really don't know the rules anymore.
The only good show that Butch Hartman has made was Danny Phantom.
And it aggravates me that people are like, oh, why do you keep doing the Fairly OddParents? Why don't you just bring back Danny Phantom? Why not just let Danny Phantom go, since it actually had a nice ending and everything, that it's not like... So it won't turn out to be like the Fairly OddParents and be drenched out and
It was
everything.
actually supposed to have one more season that would have actually pulled together a lot of loose ties in the show, which I would have respected.
Yeah, but people want it they want it more longer, and I don't want them to touch it because the Fairly OddParents is like a rack. They're just drenching out the shit out of it.
Okay, first off, I gotta commend you on that grammar. Yes, more longer. Yes, that's beautiful. Also, there's a little yeah.
And now we talk about the grimmer aspects of the show. Being gone. Whoa, things are getting real here. Do you realize that they're using Crocker as the baddie for almost every episode here, with Vicky appearing less and less? Chester, AJ, Sanjay, and Elmer are fading further and further into the background, to the point where I think that Elmer's appearance in App Trap might have been his last. And Foop, he is literally the only one out of the 4 fairy additions to make an appearance in this season, and he hasn't appeared since. Not to mention that he was the only anti-fairy to make an appearance this season. Good God, I miss them. Me too. Tad, Chad, Remy, Veronica, at least the true personality of Trixie Tang from The Boy Who Would Be Queen managed to surface long enough to absorb Tootie's existence to create Missy before outright completely flickering out of the canon. Come to think of it, Catman, one of the celebrity guest characters, managed to make it to season 10 only because of Jeff Bennett's Adam West impersonation. Chip Skylark, the Crimson Chin, both of them voiced by celebrities, and now both of them are gone. This has been a problem since the show began. If they're not a celeb ink suit, the characters are so interchangeable that they self-flanderize themselves and eventually just degrade into nothingness. Yeah, like Cosmo and Wanda, and how they pretty much degraded into spiritual clones of SpongeBob and Squidward. I mean, like, the worst qualities. SpongeBob Cosmo being a blathering idiot, Squidward Wanda being an obnoxious nag with no sense of humor whatsoever. Why, that's just a one-dimensional stereotype. Borderline assumptions. Oh, please. With the way all the males and females fit this particular stereotype of SpongeBob and Squidward's personality, can you blame us? Still can't believe that they're all the same character and it took us like 13 years to actually notice. Blasphemy! You're right, SpongeBob's way smarter than that. The male characters are all Patrick Star.
Immediately, Timmy decides to end the wish before he or Chloe suffer any consequences whatsoever. And he can't, because you can't unwish another kid's wishes. That sounds not right. Like, they must have blatantly broken that rule, like, many, many times in the past. Hey, remember when the Fairly Odd Dog had a kind of forced climax where something came out of nowhere to get Cosmo and Wanda to lose their wands? It's getting old!
Alright, some final thoughts here. Where does it belong on the search for the worst? Well, you know, with Finding Emo, the jokes were a lot more hit than miss. I mean, come on. Who didn't find the gorilla bit humorous? Of course we did. A gorilla bricking a football player? That shit's timeless right there. But here they're doing duck lip selfies on their smartphones. Ugh, agony. At least with App Trap, the smartphone gimmick was integral to the plot, but here... it's just the running joke of the day. Not to mention that with Sparky, who is officially gone from the canon like poof, and nothing of value is lost. Although he's a fucking crook that I would never trust to just about anyone, he is way more honest than this Chloe character can ever hope to be. And the less we compare it to Dabra Cadabra, the better. Lest we bring shame to the Brain Freak brand. I'd tip my hat to that. Well, at least Food Fight remembered the rules that were already established. Like no magic in a competition. That's as far back as Smart Attack, right? Yeah, a Season 1 episode. Season 2, and that's Smarty Pants. Well, I'm sorry for being jaded from the schlock of the later seasons, Helix Puppet. Ooh. Feel the burn. And at least that and Board Identity had this charm to it that was free of the natural flanderization of the universe. Not to mention both had Mr. Turner rocking every scene he's in. That's kind of what he does, I guess. But the situation they stuffed Mr. Turner into here with those stock tips are just glanced over, probably for future episodes. $50 says he does another. To be honest, I had hoped that Fairly Odd Summer would maintain its slot as the worst thing ever.
But boy was I wrong.
It outright destroyed that record for the worst thing ever to happen to the Fairly Odds, topping even Odd Summer. And yes, it is in fact worse than seeing Daniela Monet and Drake Bell flirting with each other as two Butch Hartman characters who may as well be flanderized versions of Sam and Danny from Danny Phantom. And yes, it is in fact even worse than the shitty ending. Come back, CGI Terror Strongs. All is forgiven. I'd have to agree with you guys on that. And by the looks on everyone else's disgusted ass mugs, they're probably all agreeing too. Copy that ass, Skillabroham. I mean, seriously, if Fairly Odd Summer was our equivalent to Food Fight in our search for the worst, then this episode would be the Oogie Loves. I shudder to think what our Birdemic 2 or Baby Geniuses would be. But I think I already know what our Garbage Pail Kids would be. Don't we all? Too bad. So sad. Well, this was certainly a different experience for me. I guess I might be in favor of doing this again. Good to know. Thanks for stopping by the podcast. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for riding me with our fandom arson of the night. A pleasure to work with the both of you here as well. Now, about how we're supposed to get out of here. Sure, let me get on that. Yo, Al! You standing by? You expressed interest in drawing more of the Cosby Comet, right? Oh, right. Thanks, pal. Maybe I could decorate it with posters and... Look, you do your job, I do mine. Okay. Save your batteries, man. I guess I'll see you around, Sir Darryd. That I will, good sir. Demon. Trash. I hate it when he calls me that.
Evil!
A necessary experiment for an emergency situation. I honestly don't feel up to any more of this shit. I need some good news and I need it now. Hey, did you hear Dog with a Blog got cancelled?
I'm at Comic-Con!
Flash.
Mr. Walt Disney Jr., right? Do you think that this is funny? Did you honestly think we wouldn't notice when you pulled this dirty trick in an effort to frame us as the monstrous trolls? Though to give you credit, I found this outright hilarious for Zealot standards. It's almost as if you don't want us to tell the truth. Admit it, Walter Elias Disney Jr. Or should I say, Butch Hartman? There have been many amazing wiki roasts over the years. None have been as ill-intentioned as yours. At least when your old friend Seth MacFarlane expresses his worldviews through Brian Griffin of Family Guy, he actually has a sense of class and honesty behind it. You, on the other hand, reek of desperation. Share Scare is a forced pitch. I can honestly hear you pleading, "Please love her or I'll lose my job!" in your mouthpieces. With all due respect, Mr. Hartman, Seth MacFarlane, at least back then, he had talent. You, on the other side of the spectrum, have no talent. Danny Phantom and Tough Puppy managed to slip by with any legitimate quality, not because of you, but because you had a head writer on both shows that knew how to treat human beings with respect. Now I know why you're sticking with Nick, because you want them to bring back the guy. Well, they're not going to do any shit with the current regime they have in store. So admit the facts and repeat after me. Nickelodeon doesn't want anything to do with quality or variety. It is certainly no place for a creator such as myself. I will not stand for this tripe any longer and will fight to remove the corrupt from power by any means necessary. And the only way I can do that is to get their money out of politics. I will support wolf-pack.com, and I will fight to get my democracy back from Viacom's corporate greed. This is Nick News. If you want to know, ask.
Why do cable outlets keep on broadcasting me? All my new shows are shit.
And the next target in the search for the worst is... Bring it on.